just jealous.
What's up, everyone? How are you all doing? Welcome back to another marvelous video. Today we step into the criminal world of Gotham City and shine the spotlight on a character who often flies under the radar amidst all the Joker hype. We are talking about Oswald Cobblepot, the Penguin. We all know Batman has many enemies, but Joker seems to always overshadow them, and he has had many legendary actors portray him over the years. Yet, please note that Penguin has been there since the beginning and remains one of Batman's most dangerous and classy villains. In fact, 4 different actors have played his character throughout the years, but only a few people talk about them. And that's where we come in. So sit tight and let's examine these different takes on the Penguin persona because, believe me, there's more to this monster than meets the eye. Before we get into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Burgess Meredith was the first actor to take on the role of Oswald Cobblepot in a live-action Batman production. Typically, the tales of Dark Knight belong to the most dark and reflective genre, but that has not always been the case. The 1966 Batman TV show starring Adam West as Batman was more like a kids' show that had a colorful and exaggerated appearance. Hence, through this TV show, Penguin's nature was quite over the top. In this rendition, Penguin is a skilled crook who is well known for his wealth, love of birds, and assortment of fancy umbrellas. He employs these umbrellas as weapons and great concealed devices when he faces Batman. In addition, Penguin pictures himself as a dashing ladies' man who exudes nobility and is always well attired. He has minions, just like other mafia bosses. They were named after predatory birds and fishes. Penguin shared cell PG-1 with other notorious criminals such as the Joker, the Riddler, and Catwoman. Quite a CV, right? On one occasion, he was enraged to discover himself placed in a common jail cell upon his return to prison. He once deceived Batman into inadvertently plotting felonies for him and brainwashed Alfred into working for him. He also joined forces with the Joker, Riddler, and Catwoman in the 1966 Batman movie. They decided to abduct Commodore Schmidtlap, while Penguin arranged his shark trap for Batman. Of course, Batman outwitted them and managed to evade their trap. In another instance, Penguin used his gas umbrella to escape while taking the Batmobile with him. However, Batman catches up and hits him with a telescope, causing him to tumble into the sea. The detail that stands out most in Meredith's depiction is the peculiar laugh, which was designed to sound like a penguin squawking. Nevertheless, he embraced a humorous rendition of the character that would stand as the very first and the last in a row of those eventually portraying the role in gloomier variations. Danny DeVito in The Batman Returns. While Penguin is portrayed as a polished crook in comic books and the 1966 television series, Tim Burton adopted a darker tone to DeVito's interpretation of the character. Tim Burton's Batman sequel was released in 1992 and had a tremendous impact on the Dark Knight's media legacy, particularly in relation to the Penguin. DeVito's Oswald Cobblepot had a terrible childhood. He was born disfigured and was hated by his parents. As his look grew increasingly hideous, his parents abandoned him in a sewer, unable to care for him anymore. He grew up in a zoo, surrounded by animals, and eventually toured as a circus freak. Cobblepot's terrible childhood molded him into a spiteful and ruthless psychopath who displayed violent tendencies from an early age. As Penguin grew up, he developed a curious fondness for umbrellas. He accumulated an eclectic collection complete with concealed weapons and mechanisms. Cobblepot eventually rose to popularity as an infamous crime lord who used his trashy circus troupe as a brutal gang. After gaining political power and financing from Max Schreck, an unscrupulous business billionaire, he becomes one of Batman's most powerful foes. After that, Penguin successfully garnered public support and contemplated a mayoral run under Schreck's influence. Yet, Batman retained doubts about Penguin's true intentions, correctly discerning his underlying nature. He temporarily joined forces with Catwoman to take on Batman, but their alliance dissolved when she refused his sexual advances, driving Oswald to attempt to kill her. When Batman reveals Penguin's lies to the public during an electoral speech, the humiliated villain's veneer breaks, prompting him to speed up his preparations to wreak havoc in Gotham. Ultimately, he dies after a terrifying sequence in which he gurgles green bile from his mouth menacingly while approaching Batman as he had fallen into a pool of poison water earlier. In Batman Returns, the Penguin is shown as somewhat small but with a squatty and sturdy build. He resembled a penguin, as his name suggests, with a beaked face and flipper-like arms. These defects are unequivocally comprehended to be the outcome of his hereditary blues. His scraggly hair, sharp, pointy teeth, and sunken eyes are distinctive features. This version of the Penguin is depicted as a pathetic and mentally deformed creature, prone to pettiness and hostility. He is extremely vengeful, driven by extreme hatred, and has had a killer instinct since he was a child. Because he lacks parental guidance, he behaves like a child when disappointed and displays a man-child demeanor. Despite his wickedness, Penguin's sorrowful background makes him a sympathizing character. He might have been a different person with appropriate parental care. Hence, he retains some shred of compassion amidst all the terrible things he has done and the suffering he has brought into others' lives.
What are you plotting? What's the angle? Who are you in?
Robin Lord Taylor in Gotham TV series. The next person to creep into the tux of Penguin was actor Robin Lord Taylor in Fox's Gotham. The show set itself at the dawn of Bruce Wayne's life, which means there is no Batman yet. Taylor did a commendable job of portraying Penguin's character, with the critics judging him to be an actor with a knack for infusing subtlety and depth into his role. Interestingly, Robin did not depict Penguin's character in the usual way and allowed us a rare look into his mad mind. The younger and determined thug version of Oswald Cobblepot depicted in this avatar strives to the top of Gotham City's criminal establishment. Oswald started his journey from a small position in Gotham's criminal echelon, acting as the umbrella guy for Fish Mooney. Nevertheless, as he proved to be cunning and wily, it didn't take long before he became the city's #1 crime leader. However, his reign was disrupted when Theo Galvin forced him into hiding, which ended with his imprisonment at Arkham Asylum, where he received rehabilitation treatments from Hugo Strange. Next, he meets his long-lost father, and he finds joy until the step-family marred all of it when they murdered his father and harassed Oswald, therefore leading him to snap and kill them. Soon, Oswald ran for mayor and fell in love with his friend Edward Nygma, who would become the Riddler in the future. He basically stabbed Edward's lover, Isabella, and in response, Edward shot him in revenge. However, Oswald survived and received treatment from Ivy Pepper, who obviously would turn to Poison Ivy in the future. With Ivy's guidance, Oswald collected an army and fought to regain his power over Gotham. When he regained control, he brought in the Pax Penguina licensing system, which enabled more organized crime to survive under his authority by pinning down Jim Gordon, further aggravating the tension and conflict between the two. Jim's response to Oswald was to bring Sophia Falcone to the town. She orchestrated an operation to destroy his empire. Leaning on her father's demise as a maneuver, she convinced Victor to double-cross Oswald, leading to his return to Arkham. Despite that, he somehow managed to run away. He took his revenge on Tabitha Gallivan for her involvement in his mother's demise. During the dreadful Cataclysm disaster, it seemed like Gotham had lost its authority, and criminals divided the city into zones. Therefore, Oswald and Edward were trying to escape the city, but later they had to come back to fight with the police against the Delta Force troops. It was during this battle that he suffered injuries. When everything returned to normal, Gordon sent Penguin to Blackgate Prison for 10 years. Following his release, he set out to eliminate Jim. Nevertheless, the Cape Crusader caught both Nygma and Oswald, who slipped away and vowed to retaliate later. Robin's approach to Cobblepot can seem almost modest, cooperative, and even submissive at first. Beneath this facade, though, is a character with a great deal of ambition and guile who would stop at nothing to get power. He craves power, but is also patient and uses his intelligence to make careful strategies to achieve his goals. Even when things don't go as planned, Cobblepot demonstrates exceptional competency at playing the hand he's been dealt and always strives for the best outcome. He doesn't hesitate to use lethal force when he believes it to be necessary. Although Cobblepot is inclined to evil and he troops the depth of malice and ruthlessness, he has love towards his mother, and his love for her is so deep that it provokes a sense of humanity in himself. Finally, he even grows to love his father, although they didn't get much time to build a bond. Also, Cobblepot's depiction in this version is where the character is first shown as part of the LGBT group. You can see this clearly in his ongoing personal romantic relationship with his best friend and fellow criminal, Edward Nygma, following the brutal beating he received for betraying Fish Mooney. One of Cobblepot's legs incurred chronic injury that never fully healed, resulting in a visible limp like a penguin. He then started utilizing a penguin-themed cane to help him walk. Colin Farrell in The Batman, 2022. Colin Farrell is the latest actor to take on the mantle of Oswald Cobblepot. He is the Penguin to Robert Pattinson's Batman. This version of Oswald Cobblepot, or just Oz to his friends, takes on the position of the dangerous underboss in the Falcone crime syndicate, and just like the other Penguins, he hoped to rise to the top of Gotham's criminal underworld. Penguin is pursued by Jim Gordon and Batman despite the fact that he was innocent of the murders which were actually committed by the Riddler. Penguin soon found that Carmine Falcone was the actual target of the Riddler's revenge, as he was exposed as the informant who turned on Salvatore Maroni right before the latter was assassinated by the Riddler. Penguin saw an opportunity to seize power and position himself as the new head of Gotham's criminal underworld when Falcone died. Oz is a violent and malicious criminal. He makes no claim for remorse against those he causes harm. Instead, he prioritizes himself and revels in his foes' defeats. The progressions of his personal motivations, from the need to self-enrichment and then to higher power, drives his decisions, creating tensions at the top of the organization. However, the ruthlessness of Oz never fails to expose a code of honor inherent in him, as illustrated by his disgust of Carmine Falcone, who reveals that he has stabbed Salvatore Maroni in the back, and kindness is found in some interactions, as shown by him genuinely caring for Selina in particular. The most impressive part of Farrell's transformation into the Penguin is the visual aspect of it. Heavy makeup and prosthetics make both him and his body unrecognizable. By using the character's signature short temper and dry sense of humor, Farrell absolutely delivered in every way. The other actors who played the Penguin frequently fell into the same patterns as this well-known comic book villain. For ages, this part has been illustrated in an absurd way, with the performers usually resorting to this kind of presentation. On the contrary, Farrell tackles the role by taking another route. He has Oz in a dry, cynical, and violent mood, like a character in a gangster movie. Penguin's story arc has just begun in Matt Reeves' Batman, and we can't wait to see what the Penguin TV show will have in store for us. Who's excited for that? Upcoming TV series, The Penguin 2024. Matt Reeves' The Batman gives audiences a gripping introduction to this version of the Penguin, but his story is far from over. In fact, it's only getting started. HBO's The Penguin series will explore the rise of Farrell's Oz to prominence in the Falcone crime organization. Judging from the teaser, it looks like a show heavily influenced from classic gangster films of the 80s. Plans for Reeves' Penguin TV series were confirmed soon after The Batman's critical and financial success, and Farrell was the first actor to be revealed. This show will expand on Reeves' depiction of Gotham City from the viewpoint of the Penguin and will directly relate to the plot of The Batman. The Penguin's most recent teaser trailer was released on March 22, 2024. This teaser gives fans more information on the show and a preview of what to expect from the Batman spin-off. It provides a glimpse into Oz's past and the difficulties he would face in trying to take advantage of the power vacuum that was left in Gotham when the Batman concluded. Expected to release this fall, Robert Pattinson is also rumored to make an appearance as the Caped Crusader. Marvelous verdict. Every performer who has portrayed Penguin in live-action performances has given the enduring character a unique perspective. From Burgess Meredith's campy representation to Danny DeVito's hideous interpretation, and now Colin Farrell's grim version, each actor has made a lasting impression on the character's legacy. However, one thing remains the same, which is the Penguin's unmistakable presence, ruthlessness, and ingenuity which continue to enthrall viewers. Who is your favorite Penguin? Let us know in the comments section below. If you like this video, remember to press the like button and share this video with all your friends. See you soon! Bye-bye!